Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, Text 53. Evam Adhyatma Yogena Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharan Karmani Anusamacharan Putran Utpadayam Asa Putran Utpadayam Asa Pancharshi Atma Sammatan Pancharchishi Atma Sammatan Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharan Putram Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammatam Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharan Putram Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammatam Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharam Putran Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammata Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharan Putran Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammatam Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharam Putran Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammata Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharan Putran Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammatam Evam Adhyatma Yogena Karmani Anusamacharam Putram Utpadayam Asa Pancharchishi Atma Sammatam Evam Thus Adhyatma Yogena by the means of Bhakti Yoga Karmani activities Anu always Samacharan executing Putran sons Utpadayam Asas begotten Pancha 5 Arci in his wife Arci Atma own Samathan according to his desire. Purport and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Being situated in the liberated position of devotional service, Pṛthu Mahārāja not only performed all fruitive activities but also begot 5 sons by his wife Arci. Indeed, all his sons were begotten according to his own desire. Purport. As a householder, Pṛthu Mahārāja had 5 sons by his wife Arci, and all these sons were begotten as he desired them. They are not born whimsically or by accident. How one can beget children according to one's own desire is practically unknown in the present age Kali Yuga. In this regard, the secret of success depends on the parents' acceptance of the various purificatory methods known as samskaras. The first samskara, the Garbhadana samskara or child begetting samskara, is compulsory, especially for the higher caste, the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, sex life which is not against religious principle is Krishna himself and according to religious principles. When one wants to beget a child, he must perform the Garbhadana samskara before having sex. The mental state of the father and mother before sex will certainly affect the mentality of the child to be begotten. A child who is begotten out of lust may not turn out as the parent's desire. As stated in the Shastras, Yatha yonir yatha bijam. Yatha yoni indicates the mother and yatha bijam indicates the father. In the mental state of the parents is prepared before they have sex. The child which they will beget will certainly reflect their mental condition. It is therefore understood by the words of Atma Sammatan that both Pṛthu Mahārāja and Arci underwent the Garbhadana purificatory process before begetting children, and thus they begot all their sons according to their desires and purified mental states. Pṛthu Mahārāja did not beget his children out of lust, nor was he attracted to his wife for sense gratificatory purpose. He begot the children as Grahastha for the future administration of his government all over the world. Let's chant Mangala. Om Jnana Timurandasya Jnana Jnana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shivtapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Nadaitna Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Raghunathan Visakanvitam Se He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanushute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Padmadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarvrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'll take the blessings of all the Vaishnavis assembled here, so the right time words comes at the right time. So this is the glories of Pṛthu Mahārāja, which Maitreya Muni is telling to Vidura. Okay, so just this chapter is mainly from the Pṛthu Mahārāja meeting the 4 Kumaras. So we all know that when the 4 Kumaras came on their own accord, the question is very important. Always we should remember it. So Pṛthu Mahārāja, he has met the Lord himself, but he asked the question. So he asked the question, Pṛthu Mahārāja inquired from the sages about persons entangled in this dangerous material existence because of their previous action. How could such person, whose aim is sense gratification, be blessed with any good fortune? So he's just telling it, Indriyartha Vedinam. So the people over here are just, it's like being here for sense gratification. How such persons can get good fortune? That's what his question. Kush Salam. It's like, what is a good fortune what they have it? And then when they asked it, four Kumaras gave a very beautiful explanation, almost 20 verses from 21 to 40. So where they said association of the devotees, how to live in this world, so the bhakti yoga, so they made things very clear. Once they have done, and Pṛthu Mahārāja was overwhelmed, and he was like, he said that I could not pay back anything to whatever he have given. So that was his mood, and then he was just, how can I repay for what he have given? So he couldn't, he was just standing and then with the folded hands. So because he said that one. So such a great personalities can be satisfied only by their own activities, which are distributed among human society out of their unlimited mercy. You are telling everything based on your unlimited mercy. What can I pay back? So then he gave the four Kumaras left. Now Maitreya Muni is glorifying Pṛthu Mahārāja. So this section is from 48, whatever we are seeing, he is just glorifying what the Pṛthu Mahārāja do it. So when they left, and then he is just talking about that one. So we saw that he is telling the glorification because he remained steady in the spiritual understanding. He is always there. So then he said that he was self-contained and then he was doing the bhakti yoga and everything. But in this verse, if you look at the 52, first we will read the text 52. Pṛthu Mahārāja was very opulent due to the prosperity of his entire empire, remained at home as householder. So he is telling he was remained as a householder because he is a Kshatriya. So Kshatriya, he remained as a householder. Hence he was never inclined to utilize his opulences for the gratification of his senses. He remained unattached, exactly like the sun, which is unaffected in all circumstances. Prabhupada beautifully writes the purport, right? So he stayed as a grahastha, means it's like a grahastha ashram, graheshu vartamanaha, being present in the home. So, but only things he did not have any attachment, unattachment he had it. So he gave the example of sun. With that he is continuing in this verse. So being situated in the liberated position of devotional service. Okay. Now if you look at this verse, how it starts, it's Adi Atma Yogena. Prabhupada translated as a Bhakti Yoga. Adi Atma is, it's like one who has self-realized. So self-realization we can get easily to Bhakti Yoga because Pṛthu Mahārāja followed the Bhakti Yoga process. So Adi Atma Yogena. So that means he is always in the doing devotional services, being situated in the liberated position of devotional services. So then another one is he is not only performed fruitive activities because he not just did the as a Kshatriya, as a emperor, he not did only the fruitive activities, karma kanda activities, but he also begot sons by his wife Arci. Okay, so the very important point here is he got 5 sons according to his own desire. That's a very important, according to his own desire. So that's what we need to really understand. So he is not like Bhagavatam means generally sometimes we read Prachina Bharhi or the Narad Muni with the Daksha conversation and all. Oh, this is a problem. If you doing like a family life is a problem. Family life is the one that may we really go into that kind of tendency and more, right? So Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, purport is right then. Good population humans, we all want in the world peace, prosperity, spiritual progress in life. We all want that one, right? Everyone wants a peace. No one say that one. And prosperity. And devotees, they want that. I want a spiritual progress so that when I go to even to office, I will not get distracted at everything. Prabhupada said that one, these all we can achieve only if you have the good population in human society. Without a good population, we will not get these things and all. If the unwanted children comes, it just to flood the human race at the risk of war. Or Prabhupada quotes the word pestilence. It's like something like even they are the cause for pandemics, epidemic diseases and everything. Prabhupada very aggressively says unwanted children flood the human race. That's the current state, right? So now let's try to understand what's happening. So this verse is telling the importance of having the child, and then what is the on his according to his own desire. That's where the very important one. So Prabhupada in the purport he writes very beautifully lots of things. They are not born whimsically or by accident. How one can beget children according to one's own desire is practically unknown in present age Kali Yuga. So in this age, it's all like what is it? It's like a child is due to its lusty desires or it's due to unwanted child, right? That's one. So Australia, the current statistics quotes in 1975, outside of marriage there was only 10% of the children. Now outside of marriages it's a 40% of the children. So that means it's all due to what Prabhupada says that it's all due to it's a lusty desire or it is due to the people are like unwanted children. So this is children not considering any contraceptive or other ways they have not got the child, right? That's a whole biggest problem. So very important thing is what the thing says. Even if you look at the whole Bhagavatam says the importance of having a Grahastha ashram. My Guru Maharaj always says that one. The very important. All the ashrams is meant for only one purpose. It is to develop your in spiritual progress. That's the only thing. The purpose of all the ashrams, whether someone can be brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyas, any ashram, the intention is to develop their spiritual progress. That's the only things. Otherwise, that's a whole, right? So, if you really look at that one, what is the contrast with that? What the current world? So, when we look at many of our acharyas, we all know that Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a magistrate. So he was like such a very high position. It was like very powerful position with so much of stress and everything. He was a family man, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur has 10 children, right? So he prayed to the Lord, give us powerful son. So that's what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj has come, right? So that's how even when you take about Mahaprabhu associates, right? Many of them, almost lot of them are family one. Srivas Thakur, that's where he started the Sankirtana movement. So he is also a family person, right? He has with Malini Devi, he has his own family, everyone. Same way Advaita Acharya is a family man. His call only Mahaprabhu has come. So that's the importance of having the right family, right? So Prabhupada once he says that one, pure devotee will not come out of thin air. They all come from the parents. It's like we want a pure devotee, how they will come? They will come from the parents, right? So that's what when Prabhupada's parents, Gaur Mohan Dev, he always prays that my son has to become a dear devotee of Srimati Radharani. So he always prays. And then that's what he do it. Whenever whoever comes, he'll ask them to bless Prabhupada, right? So that's the only thing. So even if you look at really, this is very important to understand. Maybe like in very initial days, people like me, like, oh, family life means it's a tough. Once no, I forgot Maharaj. So he was just he was explaining. There are 12 Mahajans. We all know that one. If you look at the Mahajans, most of them are family person, right? So we know that Brahma, he's a family person. Narada, okay, he's not one. Shiva, he's a family person. Kumaras is not one. Kapila, Lord Kapila, no, means with one. Swayambhu Manu, he had a family. Prahlad Maharaj, he had family. Janaka Maharaj, yes, he has a family. Bhishma, no, he did not have family. Then Bali Maharaj, yes, he had a family. Sukadev Goswami, he did not. And Yamaraj, he has it one. So out of 12 Mahajans, the 7 Mahajans have a family. They all had a Grahasthal ashram. So they all had a family. So it's not like what to be one, right? So this is another one beautiful purport line from Prabhupada. I liked it. So he says that Prabhupada, right? So for a conditioned soul, so wife is considered to be the source of liberation. So for a conditioned soul, this wife is considered to be like source of liberation. Prabhupada says that one. So this is he writes in the when he writes about that Diti with Kashyapa Muni when they have one, right? So he writes this one. So though Kashyapa Muni has to succumb to Ditis, he is right that one. Having what is the importance having a good wife? So he says that one. For a conditioned soul, wife is the source of liberation, because everyone come here for a sense gratification. If your wife is, you got a very nice wife, so that means in all respects, that means you are in the path of liberation. That's what the Prabhupada is right that one, right? So let's try to understand the two parts of it here, right? Even it's not about the your parents, the mood of one. Prahlad Maharaj is born from demonic, right? So how a demonic person can get such a exalted devotee? So that's one point of it. And if you look at that one, the Prahlad Maharaj father, Hiranyakashipu, he came from Kashyapa Muni and Diti. So they are, Kashyapa Muni is such a saintly sage. All the devatas have come from him. So that's one thing we need to really understand. So Prahlad Maharaj came from Hiranyakashipu. So that means then where is this, all this, you have to have did Hiranyakashipu had a very saintly thoughts and then one, then where is the challenge, right? So this is what it's been said beautifully in Puranas, the story. So what happens when Hiranyakashipu goes for severe austerity to pray for the Lord Brahma to get immortality? He goes. So then what happened that all the devatas, Indras and all, they thought, oh, if he goes and becomes such a very powerful person, then we'll do it. So they want to distract him. So they thought how to distract him. They know that he don't like the Narayana. They send a few birds and then they just chant, the birds will chant Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So he couldn't able to do anything at all. He was like, his mind is getting distracted. Oh, I don't want to hear. It's always coming on his mind. So then what he do? He goes and then his mind is always having Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. When he goes, then he is like, when he has with his wife, then what happened? That time his mind is full of Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Then the soul decided, oh, he's thinking about the Narayana. So then I have to come to this body. That's how Prahlad Maharaj has come. So even though it is like a demonic person, but he has a one, right? It's always, we know that something we don't want to hear, something that only will come to the mind. We don't want to do it, always will run it the one. We want to think about Krishna, which will not come at all. We don't want to hear something, someone will say, okay, some prajalpa, then that will keep going and that will have a big movie itself will go on that one. So that's the situation Prahlad Maharaj has come, right? So also we need to look in the two different way of one. In the Vedic ways, we all know that when the children, it comes with that, what they will do, the child, parents will do is, they pray to get a child. They have, generally it's like every parents, all our parents have prayed. So it's not, they got the prayers and then they had a proper regulations. And once we have it in the womb also, they goes to the temple, they read a certain book so that we have certain qualifications. The intention was the spiritual. Whereas these days it's nothing, none of the things, there is no prayers or regulations or nothing is there. There are certain things you can see it in that who follow the Vedic standard of life, but mostly if you see, it's all based on the accidental children, right? That's where the whole problem is coming. So this is a very important thing. We need to really understand. Okay, so when you go to Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says predominantly 4 main reasons he will not fight. So he says that one, I don't see any good outcome by fighting. So that's the one he says that one. Then he says that I'm not going to fight even if I'm going to get all 3 worlds. Forget about the planetary system, forget about this earthly system. Even all 3 kids, I'm not going to fight. So that's all like a small thing. Then the third one, he says that if I kill someone, it will become a sin. Okay. So then immediately Arjuna says that you may say that Krishna, they are due to greedy, they are doing it. But whatever it is, if I kill them, what will happen? Then the dynasty will go, the family traditions will go. He gives many reasons. So he says that one of the, if you look at, he's like putting his cards. First he is telling, I don't see any good outcome. That would have been Krishna would, in his mind, Krishna would have easily washed away. Then he is saying that I don't see it's any benefit. So then Krishna would have said that, oh, you have to have not doing as a duty or kind of one. Then the third card he put in the table is sin. Then immediately he himself corrects it. Though they are greedy, but now what he's putting the fourth card is, that's what his prime card. In the fourth card he's putting the reason is, what will happen it? So that means if I kill, the family tradition will happen. The women will become polluted, then will become so many unwanted children will come, then Varna Shankara will come into the picture. So that's what his whole concern of it, right? So that's what his thing. He thought that is one of the biggest one he do. And then if he said all these things, he said that this is all I'm telling based on what I heard from that one. He thought that I can act smartly by quoting it others. So that's a one card he just put it. So that's a very important, we need to really understand that, right? So if you get a Varna Shankara, everything is get spoiled. The main, if you look at the traditionally, the family life is what the dharma is being followed it, right? The dharma is, if you want to have a continuous dharma, it's coming from the family. So means most of the people brought up in India or those kind of they don't know why they are thinking. When they come to the temple, they all bow down. It's not something new. It's like when you bring someone who is not a non-Indian background, if you ask them to bow down, they'll ask, oh, why do I need to do? I have seen few people. But Indian background, they don't worry. Okay, whoever it is, okay, they like or don't like, they just do it. So there is always a tradition was going on it. We know what is the powerful benefits of bowing down to the Lord. But when I brought up, I don't know what is the benefit. It's just like, okay, I have to bow down. Either it's like because of fear or it is a practice or whatever it is, we have to do it. So that there was a certain tinge of things were there. That's what. If you have a dharma to be continued, then it has to, the family life is a very important one. So then Prabhupada here, before going to this purport one, just to add on, Prahlad Maharaj says beautifully, why do person get married? It is because of 2 reasons in a demonic tendency. It's like, I'll get a wife, she will pleasure my palate and genital. That's the only reason. That's what the demonic tendency. Prahlad Maharaj says that has to be stopped at all. That has to be done. That's not the Grahastha. So it's like, basically Vaishnava is a teacher. He's a teacher in every aspect of one. It's like, how do you get children? How do you groom the children? Rishabhadev says that one. You are not supposed to get a child, become a father or mother if you cannot deliver it one. Right? That's a whole Vedic point of view. It's like you can become, everyone have become a father, but the only consciousness is I have to deliver my child from this one. Okay. So here Prabhupada is quotes one, right? So when one wants to beget a children, he must perform the Garbhadana samskaras. So that mental state of the father and mother before sex will certainly affect the mentality of child to be begotten. So there are so many samskars are there. There are 10 important samskars which the child before child to be born, they'll just generally do it. The first thing is Garbhadana samskar. Its the mainly intention is to invite the pious soul. It's just to do it so that the pious soul to come, invite it. So that's the only thing. It's just like a praying, right? So means we all know that people pray that one, right? Give us like a good son. Even we see in the Bhagavatam, I want to tell, son like you, Narayan. Why like me? I will itself will come. Then Lord comes. Then even same case, Sutapa and Prishni, they pray to the Lord, you come. Then Lord has come 3 times in their womb. So that's the only thing. So that's a very important. It's like a praying. The praying is the first aspect of the one. So once they have that one, then the Pumsavana samskara. This is like, so we just now the soul is there in the womb. We give the protection for the protection of the protection, bringing the auspiciousness. The samskaras are generally to bring the auspiciousness. So that's a word, samskar. It's like always there in that your mind. So that will come. And then we all know that after 7th month or something, they'll have a Simantavanya samskara. Simantam will happen. So that's a one. After that, what will happen when the child births? They have the Jata karma. It's like a purificatory for the child. So they have the purificatory process. After that, they'll have around between 11 to 21, they'll have the Namakarna. So it's all everything. If you look at, there is a reason behind it. So Namakarna, you give the name, so that when you always remember when you call the name, you have that. You also have that, like Ajamila put his son name as a Narayana, he got delivered it, right? So that's a very thing. It's not only for the auspiciousness of the child, whoever calling also get benefited it. So that's a one. Then they have that after something, even to taken out to sun and moon to show that child, they have the Nishkramana. It's like a first outing to show that one to sun and moon god. After that, at a certain time, they'll have the Pushtikarama. They'll start giving the for that child physical and mental strength. Then we'll know that Annaprashna, will they have it. Then Chudakarnam, that means they have that shave the head, and finally they will have the Upanayanam, right? So that's the importance of that various samskar, right? Every samskar has a purpose. The Upanayanam is a very important one. It's like you begin your spiritual education. That means you entering into a brahmachari ashram. That's a very one, right? So then here the another point of view is like, so the family life is such a important in Bhagavatam. Another one is in 7th canto, it's such a beautiful one. We always be very, it is like what? It's like a Narsimha, so many chapters about Narsimha, and then will come all the Prahlad Maharaj ways and everything. Once that is been finished, suddenly Yudhishthira Maharaj will ask the question, after hearing all these things, asking, kindly explain how we are staying at a home without knowledge of goal of life may easily attain liberation. Then the remaining, the chapter of the 7th canto is talking about the ideal family life, Varnashram Dharma and everything. It was like, if you are reading 7th canto, it was like you are going in a super fast train one. Suddenly, if you look at that one, what is going on? I thought these are all done. But it's always, the question of the Yudhishthira Maharaj is very beautiful one. Okay, you all said it's fine. Tell me, who are staying home without knowledge of goal of life. So that is like always like, okay, when I was reading, oh, this is what for me, okay, that's all fine. Now really understand what is the one. Then Narad Muni explained the family, importance of family life. It's like do all those things, he just give that one. The remaining section of the 7th canto is mostly just Varnashrama Dharma, that's part only. That's a very, very important. So we may tend to miss or forget that point, but that's the whole point of it, right? once Radhana Samaraj says to that his disciples who got married. So he says that one, take care of this marriage as if your spiritual life depends on this marriage. So he says that when the marriage is, your marriage is such important because your spiritual life depends on it. So that's a very one. It may look joke as such one, but it's such a one. It's a very simple. It's like if our life is not in a stable platform, in a health or a family life and every aspect of it, we can't do devotional service. We are not there at that level. Maybe yes, some people can do it, but most of people like me, you should have a certain stability. If you don't have that stability, then you are like in the shaky one, right? So that's a very, very important, because we need to really understand in the modern society, it is like I scratch your back, you scratch my back. So that's like I scratch yours, you scratch mine. It was like what? It's like a transaction and anything. We don't have anything. Whereas in the ideal family life, it's like there is a person who is to always uplift us. When you have a downtime and one, there is a uplifting us. That something is very, very important. That has to be the one, right? So that's what Prabhupada always encouraged. Means he says that one, as a sannyasi, I'm not supposed to engage any of the marriage activity. But Prabhupada knows what is the importance of this one. So Prabhupada even then, he quotes many times, I don't have any business in doing the marriage activity. And then, and Prabhupada has been, so many times he's been, some people blaspheme that he's being a sannyasi, he's just trying to doing marriage and all. He quotes that one, but he says that's the importance. If I'm not doing it, who will do it? That's a whole aspect of it, right? So I'll tell you a small story, then you'll just do it. How a family life depends on it's like a family life is like, how do we need to have it? It's like that tripod is a very beautiful example. The tripod has 3 legs. So it's like we have a husband and wife. It's not just husband and wife. We need to have a third leg, which is a Krishna. If you have the Krishna, then the family becomes one. The tripod will never fall any time at all, right? Even this is also like a tripod, which has 3 legs. So that will never fall. It always will be there. That's a 3 important aspect of the one, right? If whoever has the Krishna in their life, they'll never fall down. They may face a challenge, they will not do it. I'll just tell a small story on this one. So this is from there was in Orissa, there was one devotee. His name is Bandhu Mohanty. He was such a beautiful devotee, but he is a very poor person. So he don't know what to do, and then he always go for a begging, madhukari, collect the food and then do it. But there was a drought in his village. If there is a drought, even people themselves don't have the money, they don't have the food, how they will give food to the other persons? So they are like very hard, very struggling. And then since they are from Brahmanic, it's like it's not like Sudra, they can go and work. So then his wife says that, do you have any other relatives? We go to some other villages and then do it. He said that, no, I don't have any relatives. But I have one friend. He is so merciful, he will help us. If we go to him, he will take care of us. One. Oh, that's very nice. Let's go. Where is that one? He is in the Puri. We need to go to Puri. For them, it's a bit of walk. It's 4 days of walking. With the young child, they are just walking. They go into the Puri temple. Now entering into the temple. So they went to the Puri. It's like a Singadwar. They want to enter it. But that day was heavily crowded. And then they are not allowing the people to enter. And then it's very late. So they have to close the door. They are not allowing it. And then these people are so hungry, they are not allowing it. They are just doing it. Then they don't know what to do. Then they just, this Bandhu Mohanty he was just praying, oh Jagannath, if you are the Lord of the universe, I am also your son. Please be merciful. We are suffering a lot. We may die, but take care. First he is just praying, and then they just go into one place where from the kitchen there are some starches, the food starches will go away. So it's like some certain parts, it's just a starch. All the cows and goats, they will just drink that one. They are super hungry, they just took that and ate and then slept. So when the temple is closed, Jagannath could not sleep. He couldn't know what to do because my devotee is suffering there without having food. How can I do? Then Jagannath himself comes as a Brahmana. He comes in the disguise of Brahmana with a very big plate and so much of prasadam. He comes and then he calls, "Hey Bandhu, hey Bandhu." He thinks, okay, someone else is calling. He's telling, "Oh Bandhu Mahanti, you are just sleeping here. Come, I have come for a food for you. Your friend has asked me to give it to you." He was like, "Oh, okay." Then got the food, so much of food. Everyone ate because they haven't eaten for a long time. They ate so food, and then they have one. So what happened? Then they want to pack the plate. He couldn't find that Brahmana, and then that plate he did not see in the night. He just kept that plate and then slept. Next day, what happened? The temple opened. They saw there is one big gold plate was missing, and then the people are seeing. They're walking. One person is having how a big plate, a golden plate, and sleeping here. He's looking very like a beggar. How a beggar can have? That means he has stolen it. Then people started beating him, and then they just arrested him. Took him to the king. He was like, "Oh Krishna, what is this going on? I just came here. I thought he will give you the food, and then you will save me. And now you are put it into so much of distress. I don't know what is in your plan." So he had such a faith. He did not think that, "Oh, I will not do it. Whatever you want to do, Krishna, you just do it." Then what happened? They arrested him, took him, and then they are just beating. In the king dream, now Jagannath is coming. Jagannath is coming and then chastising king. How can you do these things to my devotee? Is my friend. If you are not doing it, I am going to kill you. So, okay. Then king realized what the mistake people have done it. So if anyone does, the king is own the responsibility. So then king comes and then they do it, and then he gave them the house taken care and everything, the puri, right? So it's like we think everything is like what we are doing it. Without Lord's sanctions, we cannot do it. That's what in the family life, the very important thing is, it's like having a Krishna in the center. It's a very beautifully Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says that, right? So whoever may be our employer, we all work for someone. Someone is paying us, whoever may be employer. But we need to always think that, but the provider is Krishna. If the provider is not giving it, employer can keep changing it. The employer may stop giving it. If the provider decides to give it, then we always get it. That's the important of the one. Okay. So I'll pause here, I'll summarize here. So this section is, this sloka predominantly talks about the importance of the means. Pṛthu Mahārāja got the 5 sons, and then he got according to his own desire. So what is the importance of getting a child? So how the child is important in the human society. So what is the ways of getting a, what are the samskars are important. It's not what the mentality we get it. That's what the one. So I'll pause here. So is there any comments, correction? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Prabhu, I seen in Radha Gopinath they do Annaprashna, and there are lots of Annaprashna happens at the Radha Gopinath I have seen, right? And then because other things are happen at the home, like a Simant, even the devotees they does the Simant, and so many other samskars. It's all happen in the Jata Karma and all, everything happen in the home. So I've seen the devotees they do it, Prabhu. Well, maybe someone Mataji, anything to add? Yeah, Upanayan, yeah. Yes, mother. But I have seen that all the senior devotees, they even who are following for a long time, for the kids, they do it. Yeah. But for us, the importance is the second initiation is the one. Some of the one, it's like maybe it's like a family tradition. They have so much pressure coming in, they may do it. But I seen they are doing it. But what the very important is, it's not like you have got a Upanayana, but your second initiation is more important. Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, it's such an amazing part. So, yeah, of course, anything will not happen without Krishna's one. So, what I heard it's like to distract the Hiranyakashipu. So that's how I read it. Maybe yeah, it's because it could have been yeah from because yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing this many details. That's nice. Anything else? Grindra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai.